All right. Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome once again. Hope you all had a lovely morning with the students in whichever way you were able to facilitate. So we're going to start now. Uh, I'm sure other teachers will be joining one by one in a minute. So as I was discussing yesterday, today we have Nisha ma'am with us. So I'll introduce Nisha ma'am first. Give me 1 second. A couple of people waiting in the waiting rooms. They are coming as well. And I'm going to make Nisha ma'am the host. Yes. So Nisha ma'am, basically, I knew her from Teach for India time, and she was a ex-program manager with Teach for India when I joined Teach for India at that time in 2014. And post that, she continued being a program manager there. And two and a half years back, she moved back to her hometown near Chennai, and she and her husband, they have initiated a beautiful project working with private schools, um, helping affordable private school segments um, in different practices, pedagogically and school wise, to uplift the schools in rural Chennai. So the name of the project that she has over there is called Kanavu, which I always remember from the word Kanavu, which means dreams, and how they impart that those dreams that they have seen, particularly with uplifting those schools there. And we would love to hear from Nisha ma'am today a bit, and she'll take us through that journey of understanding few things which we will unfold during the session as well. So welcome, Nisha. The floor is on to you. I have made you the co-host as well. Um, so yeah, welcome here. You are on mute, Nisha, I think.
Hi, sorry, I had some internet trouble. I've just connected. Okay.
No.
Hi.
Yes, Nisha. Were you able to hear when I spoke?
No, I didn't hear anything, but I'm able to hear now. Yeah.
Okay. So I was introducing you with experience as a program manager in Teach for India, and then starting Kanavu, which means dreams. And
Yes.
that's how I particularly remember a lot Kanavu together. So
Yes.
yeah, Nisha.
Great. Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. Really happy to get this opportunity. Known Kushal for many years now, actually, and finally having a chance to meet all the amazing people that he works with, I think is really exciting. Kushal, can you help me share my screen? Can I go ahead and do share screen?
1 second, I'll just see. Yes, I have given you rights. I have made you the co-host as well, and I have given you the sharing rights as well.
Perfect.
Yeah. In case the video link or anything doesn't work, please feel free to send it across, just in case.
Yes. Okay, great. Can everybody see the screen?
Yes.
Yes. Great. Okay. Just like how all of you all in your classrooms would like to know your students, I would definitely like to know a little bit about all of you all here. So if we can do a quick round of introduction and share with me a unique talent that you have. Not in the classroom, it could be that, I don't know, you make great tea, it could be anything, you swim, it could be anything, but I would just really like to know your name and a very unique talent that you have. Okay, and we're going to do this really quickly.
Okay. who all are there. Who wants to start? Sadia Baji, do you want to go?
It's a quiet classroom.
Yeah.
Okay, I will start it for the unique talent. So I have a unique talent. Like I cannot say no to anyone. Like whatever in a way. Like if anyone asks me for help, and if that is in my hands to do that, so I cannot say anyone no to that. So that is just my nature also, and that comes in hand that I am very much helpful to everyone. There was one experience when I had just came from Goa, and there was a lady of around she was वो शायद है ना 50-60 years के थे, and she asked me कि I'm not getting a cab. तो मैंने बोला कि अच्छा चलो let me help, मैं कुछ कर सकूँ तो, and I just told that आपको कहाँ तक जाना है, तो her way and my way was very different. And so I told that so I just asked my husband कि हम इनको कहीं भी drop कर सकते, तो first he said कि तुम मतलब किसी को भी कुछ भी मतलब बुला लेते हो and all. मतलब he is like genuine lady, हम किसी की भी help कर सकते like. And she was not able to use phone also, उनको phone भी use करना नहीं आता था. So she said कि आप मुझे एक number, आप मेरे husband को call करना है, आप call करने में help कर दो. And I was like yes okay I can. And so I made sure कि वो cab जो थे, जो cab जो चला रहे थे हमारी Uber, he also made sure कि उनकी destination हम उनको पहुंचा सके. So it's like I cannot say no to anyone. I think it's a talent. Thank you.
Thank you. Can you tag somebody?
Okay, I would like to tag Lamish Baji.
Sorry, Lavish Baji.
Can't hear you. Yeah.
Unable to hear.
Hear me now?
Still can't hear you. No, it's getting cut very often.
Okay. To tell, may
Can't hear you.
Yeah, maybe we can move to someone else. Rafia Baji, can you do it?
Okay. Like I am Nazir Soniwala. I recently joined this Samaj school, and like in sense of talent, I have a good sense of humor. I love to uplift the moods of people when they are sad or like depressed by either cracking jokes or motivating them, encouraging them, and so on. Like in short, I have a good sense of humor.
Wonderful. Very important for in these difficult times.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You want to tag someone else?
Aisha Baji.
So, I can cook very well. Like I cook very delicious dishes.
Okay. Now I know whose house I need to come to when I come to Ahmedabad then. I love food. I love eating good food. Yeah.
Most welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay.
So, do I have also take someone?
Yes, please.
Okay. I want to take Asma Baji.
So yes, I am good in studies. So when I was in school, I was a good student. So yes, I am good in studies. So I would like to tag Lubna Baji. Lubna Baji.
My talent is I'm very good in handwork. Any kind of stitches you can give me, I learnt it also very nicely. And even अगर कुछ नया भी है, तो I'm very much interested to move in that also.
Wonderful.
I tag Gulpari Baji. my voice was clear? Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, Lubna Baji, I can hear you. I think Gulpari Baji, yeah, she is just right here. So, Gulpari Baji, it's your turn. May have to unmute yourself.
Hello, sir. Hello. Can you
Yes,
hear me,
yes,
sir?
yes, we can
Yes,
hear
Gulpari
you.
Baji, we can hear you.
पहले का कुछ भी नहीं सुना है क्योंकि नेटवर्क इशू की वजह से मैं बार बार आउट ऑफ द मीटिंग हो जा रही हूँ.
Okay, no problem, ma'am. अभी आपकी आवाज बाजी सुनाई दे रही है, no problem.
लेकिन क्वेश्चन क्या है? सॉरी
Uh,
सर.
No problem. Can you share a special talent of yours? My name is Nisha, and I was asking everybody for a special talent.
मैम मैं चैट बॉक्स में लिख देती हूँ सोच के.
Okay, that's wonderful.
थैंक यू मैम.
Okay, can tag somebody else. We'll do this a bit faster.
फरहीन.
I can make chicken biryani and chicken chili very nicely, and I can keep myself quiet. मैं जितनी देर तक भी जो अपने आप को खामोश रख सकती हूँ.
Wow. My husband loves chicken biryani. So another place for us to visit when we come to Ahmedabad then.
Most welcome.
Thank you. Okay, can tag somebody else.
Who is left? Maybe one or two more. Anyone
Yeah.
left?
Anyone who wants to go?
Hafsa Baji, you want to try?
Yes, sir. I am good in cooking any dishes. Okay. And I tag Shabina Baji.
I'm also good in cooking dishes and arranging things in proper order.
I remember specifically the library room responsibility of the whole school to arrange is with like Shabina Baji in the school. So
Yeah.
it's amazing. Like the way she sorts things out are just amazing.
Nice.
Last, Ashmira Baji, you would like to share?
Yes, sir. So my talent is of having patience. Like situations when they are not in our control. So to be patient and calm at that time, I know it very well. Okay.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Bhavika, would you like to share?
Yeah, sure. So, like, I just recently joined. It's not even a week. So, I'm just trying to get to know the space more right now. So, my talent would be like, I read a lot and I even write, like, basic writing, poetry. So, I try doing that. I even swim, a little bit of cooking, but I try. That's all.
Tejas, go ahead. And then
Right. Yeah, so I'm Tejas, and my unique talent, I would say, is everything that is related to mathematics. I love exploring maths, and I've already explored it a lot. So anything that is related to mathematics is something that falls under my unique talent.
Sir, I want to say something same here with Mia.
Sure.
And same also here with me.
Great, amazing. Glad to hear that.
all math teachers have their reunion here.
Yes, and Kushal?
Yeah, I'm not sure about the talent, but I try to manage at least my personal finances a little well. Right. At a personal level, yes.
Nice. Wonderful. So everybody share.
I think Manav can go last. Manav is there. Some of them have checked. You said on chat box as well.
Yeah, I've seen the chat box. Manav?
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think my talent that I think is photography, because I'm really interested in it, and I just like to capture things in general, however they are. I just like to capture them a lot. So I'm really interested in photography. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you.
Wonderful. Great. It was wonderful knowing your talents and to share a little bit of myself as well. I think I cook fairly well. I think what's special about that is I can cook anything with anything that's available. For the past 3 years, we've been living in this small and very beautiful village. I've grown up in a city all my life. So moving here, I've realized I've learned to cook with whatever is available. So I think just with all roti sabzi ingredients, I can make a pizza, and it tastes fairly well as well. So I hope some of you all here also said you cook very well. So I hope we can all meet sometime and just enjoy each other's food. I also, Lubna, ma'am, I really enjoy handwork as well. I've learned handwork from my mother, and it's something I really enjoy. I think just like one special talent I cherish is being able to juggle many different things. I'm a mother of a 3-year-old daughter, and I have a little dog, and we run this project, and most of the days I feel like I'm going mad, but largely in life I'm very happy with being able to experiment and try different things. So that I think is a special talent. It's very happy for me to meet teachers. It's been 10 years of working with teachers, and I think every time I meet a bunch of new teachers, I'm very excited to think about what are all the amazing things you're all doing in your classrooms. So super excited to meet you all today because of this big problem of Corona. I think we're getting new opportunities, and it's wonderful to see Samay Chala using this opportunity as a learning opportunity. And yeah, it's very exciting. So yeah, without sort of taking any more time, I will get started with this session, which is called Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. Okay. So we'll talk a little bit about why this is called Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. And I just have a few rules or norms. So all of you all as teachers will have some norms in your classroom. Can you give me an example of a rule in your classroom? Do any of you have a classroom rule or a school rule? Okay, you can unmute yourself and share or put it in the chat window. Give me an example of a rule.
If you want to say something, just raise your hand first.
Great. That's an example of a rule. When I was a teacher, I taught grades 3 and 4. They were little children. So I'm very used to very high energy classrooms. I love classrooms where people are talking, sharing. They're very excited to learn something. So I'm going to ask all of you all to be at keep telling my teachers also, show me what's your energy level 10. That's how energetic, and that means you're talking a lot, you're sharing a lot of inputs, you're asking a lot of questions. And you're committing to act. So at every point when I was thinking about this session, I'm thinking all of this should help teachers to put some of these practices to action. So I would love for you to draw a little box in your notebooks in the corner of the page for you to put down what are some things you're going to put to action immediately. So that will really help you to think about your commitment to action. And the last rule for this is think about your ecosystem. What do I mean by ecosystem? Can you give me an example of who's there in your ecosystem of support? So I'll give you my example. My husband, my parents are there in my ecosystem of support. They support me to be doing my work and raising my child. Who is a part of your ecosystem? Anyone? Okay, I now know all your names, so I can call anybody to share. Who's going to share an example of someone who's there, who's a part of your ecosystem? What do I mean by an ecosystem?
Okay, I would like to share on this.
Yeah.
So ecosystem is just our parents are always there behind us. But for
Sure.
me, I feel after marriage, my mother-in-law is my biggest support because whatever I think I am now is only because of her support. Because as a family, like when we are in a joint family or what, because there are some people whom we think that if they give us permission, that is all. So
Yeah.
she is my biggest support.
Great. That's a great example. So keep thinking about who is helping me to do my work better and how am I going to take their help for me to get better as a teacher. So it can be your principal, it can be other colleagues or other teachers, it can be Samay Shala, like your ecosystem is very rich. So at every point in the session, think about how am I going to get my ecosystem to help me to put some of these things to action. Okay. And before we go into this session, I also have a request for all of you, is for you to think about what are some things I am doing well in this session, what are some things I can do better in this session. I really believe I am a teacher and I need feedback to get better. I was telling Kushal, this is the first time I'm doing like an online training. I am doing a training for teachers I've never met before. Even earlier, if I want to do a training for teachers, I always request, can I go see them in their classroom? And then I would like to come and do a training. So I'm very nervous that this has to be useful for you. So I would really like to hear from you, just your feedback for me. All right. So with that, we'll jump right into this session. I would love to hear from you, and please type on the chat box because I'd like to hear from a lot of people. What do you understand by reflection? When I say reflection, what do you think it means? Okay, take 10 seconds, think about it. I would love for you to type it on the chat box. Okay. Okay, great answers. I'm seeing shadow, something that we receive based on what we give, to reflect within oneself. Okay, I'm going to wait for one more answer. What is reflection? Have you heard of the word before? Again, is to reflect upon something, okay? Thought on something, okay? To see what we have given. Great. So fantastic answers. We're going to build off what you're already sharing. Reflection is something we keep telling our teachers is reflection is deep thinking. So if I tell you the word dhokla, okay, what comes to your mind immediately?
Ma'am,
Okay, I see
repeat
some
again.
smiles. When I say dhokla, what comes to your mind immediately?
In my mind, it comes that that movie Three Idiots.
Okay.
The dialogue of that.
Okay. Okay, one more answer.
इमेज जैसे वो ढोकला सोचते ही हमारे माइंड में
Yeah.
उसकी इमेज दिखती है
Image. Yeah, for some of us, it can be the taste, color. So all of us have, when I say something, all of us have different kind of thoughts about it. But if I spend the next 1 hour thinking about dhokla, imagine how many more things I will learn about it. If I went to the internet and researched about it, there are so many things I can learn about it, right? So the amount of time we spend on something gives us greater amount of thoughts about something. And hence, I think a very simple way to think about reflection is it's nothing but deep thinking. So we're going to go in and think a little bit about why are we talking about reflection for teachers. Every time I'm saying reflection, you're going to think about it as deep thinking. Okay, it's very simple, deep thinking. Why am I talking about deep thinking for teachers? I would love for you, to tell me what are the different things you do? How do you spend your time as a teacher? Can you, can a lot of you all, again, I'm going to request at least 7 or 8 of you all to type on the chat window, how do you spend your time as a teacher? What are the different activities you do as a teacher? Okay, I'm going to start with the easiest thing, you teach. What else do you do as a teacher? Okay, you plan. Yes, worksheets, send assignments, make FA, observe students. Okay, two more answers. What else do you do as a teacher? Okay, we create an interesting environment. Exactly, we interact with them. We plan for FA activities. Great, we learn from many colleagues. We think about students. We try to solve their problems. Fantastic, okay? So thank you so much for these answers. Now let's, yes, give feedback, plan teaching activities. Great, we can stop now. And let's look at what, if you look at the whole world, globally, what do teachers spend time on? Okay, what are they spending most of their time on? When you see the graph, what are teachers spending most of their time on? Okay, let's use the chat window to put out the answer. It's a very simple answer. What are teachers spending most of their time on?
Teaching.
Yeah, they're spending most of their time on teaching. And what is the second most thing teachers seem to be spending their time on?
Planning.
Planning. Okay. How much time are they spending on teamwork and dialogue with colleagues within the school? Is it a lot? Is it very less? Is it medium?
Less.
Yeah, it's quite less. Even interaction with their colleagues. And this is being spoken about as a problem globally, where a lot of education organizations are talking about how teachers spend most of their time teaching, preparing for teaching, and executing that teaching, or planning or execution. But between these two, there is a lot of push to say teachers have to start thinking deeply about their teaching practice. And if teachers are able to take out more time to think about their teaching practice, then there is a lot of research to say that teaching automatically gets better. So that's the reason why teaching and reflection is really important, because all of us are doing a job that involves so much execution. We're always teaching, or we're planning for it, or we're managing our own lives. So in between all of this, taking out time to reflect, to think deeply about our teaching practice will really help us and our students. So keeping this idea in mind, we're going to go in and look at 4 big ideas about reflection. And we're going to come back and just practice some of these ideas. Okay. I'd love for you to now make a big box and divide it into 4 quadrants. So you'll have 4 boxes. And you're going to write down 4 big ideas as we introduce them. All right, we're going to go into the first idea. What do you see on the screen? I see quite a lot of people said you guys cook very well. Okay, so I'd love for you to think about what is the first time you cooked something? And how old were you at that time? And was there a funny experience? Did it turn out to be really great? And did you receive any feedback? Okay, I'd love for everybody to think about this. What is the first ever time you cooked? What did you experience? Did you receive any feedback for it? Okay, if anybody has a very funny experience of their first time cooking, I'd love to hear that story. Very short, like 2-3 sentences, but I'd love to hear from you if you had a very funny experience of your first time cooking. Okay, who's going to share? Who's going to share their experience with the first time you cooked something, or the first few times did something funny happen?
I can share to start with.
Yes.
I've been cooking for last almost 12 to 14 years now, and I think the first couple of months when I started cooking, I used to forget salt every single time, but never realize it actually, because from my childhood I have been eating like very less salt. So if the salt is missing in a food, I never realize it. So
okay, yeah. So initially you might forget a couple of ingredients. Okay.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So, what was the first meal you cooked? So, I cooked spring onions and potato when I
Okay.
was in 9th standard or
Okay.
10th standard.
Okay.
And what is your funny experience with cooking? So, my funny experience was कि वो इतना अच्छा बनता था ना कि मैं और मेरी फूफी हम ही उसको खा लेते थे और किसी को देते नहीं थे. So that was my funny experience.
Okay.
And did you receive any feedback? So yes, I received feedback like बहुत अच्छा बना है and फिर मैं उसको again try करती थी. So I got positive feedbacks. Alhamdulillah. Thank you.
Great. So thank you for sharing that. Okay. I remember the first, I didn't like cooking at all. I have always used to say that I will never cook. I'm going to become a professor and live in a college campus and eat in the canteen mess, and I will never learn how to cook. So then when I had to learn to cook, I found it quite difficult. And the friends I lived with used to give me feedback. They would tell me, oh, this is spicy. This has too much oil, or you should possibly add more sugar. Or sometimes I would go back and think about it. I would think about, oh, this is taking too much time. I will have to go to school today at 8 o'clock. So I'm going to cook something that's taking very less time. Yeah, so all of us have these thoughts when we are making food. We always try and think, okay, now today for 8 people I have to make rotis. So I'm going to be adding more gehu. So we all have a lot of very deep thinking about cooking, right? Does somebody disagree with this, or do you think you do have a lot of deep thoughts about cooking? You do? And we all get better with feedback. When we cook something, we always are trying to think, is this how it tastes when my mother makes it? Is this how it tastes when that auntie who makes this thing very nicely, is my thepla as nice as hers? So we are always thinking, and we are always making comparisons, we're making connections, and then we're asking, right? If I added this flour, will this get better? Should I add a little bit of maida to make this better? So we're always thinking about how to get better. And that's the introduction of my first idea, is that, sorry, it's gone away somewhere, but the first big idea is that everybody can reflect. Okay, all of us are always reflecting on something or the other. And hence it's not a new skill that you're learning in today's session. So every time you're in the kitchen, you are constantly reflecting. You are constantly reflecting and growing. Some of you all said you stitch, you do handwork. Some of you are saying you write. So through all of those processes, we're always reflecting. We're always thinking, oh, the last time I did this, it did not come out very neatly. So I'm going to do something different this time. That's an example of reflection. Yeah. So that's reflection. Let's think about the second big idea, So I'm giving you an example. Jamini scores 4 out of 10 in her math test. How will you share this to Jamini? And what do you want Jamini to do with this information? Okay. Again, let me hear some responses on the chat box. This is child Jamini in your class and she scored 4 out of 10. I would like you to type in the chat box, what will you tell her? How will you share this information with her? And what do you want her to do with this information? Okay, can we have some responses on the chat box? If you haven't answered so far, can you push yourself to answer, please? Some responses on the chat box. What will you share to Jamini? Okay, so you're going to let her know what she did well. So what are the 4 answers she got correct? You're going to tell her that. Great. Okay, you might also encourage her saying you can do much better the next time. Oh, great. You will find out why she's getting less marks. And what do you want Jamini to do with this information? Okay, you would want her to work hard. You would want her to do more practice. What else? What else would you want Jamini to do? Okay, think. I'll first show her the marks, motivate her. I want Jamini to think she can do better and great, working hard. Fantastic. Great. So look at this picture here. So this is an iceberg. You can see the tip of the iceberg, but the bottom, there are so many things you can't see, right? So for every behavior of ours or every behavior of Jamini, there are so many things underlined. So maybe Jamini is very scared of math and that's why she's getting less marks. So by you reflecting, you're also helping others to reflect. And reflection anyway happens in a classroom. So even before this session, you will have this conversation with this child, right? So you are telling me you anyway will tell Jamini that she has to do better or she has to work harder. We are also asking Jamini to reflect. Some of you all said you're going to ask her why she's scoring less. That is an example of reflection. So the second big idea I would love for you to take away is that reflection happens anyway. So whether we think of it or not, you are reflecting. Even right now, you're thinking about it in a very deep way, which is reflection. So being mindful of it, being aware of it helps us to be better teachers and leaders. So reflection, the first big idea is everyone can reflect. The second big idea is reflection happens anyway in your classroom. Being mindful of that is really helpful for you to get better. Okay. For the third big idea, I would love for us to quickly watch a video. Can you tell me if you can see a video on the screen? Yeah, all of you are able to see a video on the screen. Please tell me if you can hear the audio.
Yeah, no, audio is not there.
Can you hear the audio?
No, ma'am.
Yeah, Nisha, if you can share the link with me, I'll try to share the audio, video here.
Should I send you the link, Kushal?
Yeah. I'll share, or maybe we can share with Tejas also. Tejas can play directly from his laptop, works well. Is that okay, Tejas?
Yeah, sure. You can just put it on the chat box and I can play the video.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I'd love for you to watch this video. We're going to watch this video for 2 minutes. And I want you to think about what is this teacher doing well and what can this teacher do better. All right.
You have to stop sharing your screen.
Okay.
I have given multiple screen sharing rights though. See if
I
that
will
works.
stop.
Just
I've
in case.
stopped though. I've stopped sharing my screen.
Okay.
Before we start, okay, show me on your fingers what your goal is going to be for culture of achievement in class today from 1 to a 5. I want to see hands up in 5. Karan, I'm not seeing a number. 4, 3, great. I'm seeing a lot of 5s, but I'm going to say definitely interested and hardworking. Everyone in this classroom hits a 4 today for sure. Okay, we're going to take off from yesterday's class. Okay, and I hope you guys have read what was given to you. Okay, can someone tell me who was the person that we were reading about? Who was the person that we read about yesterday that you were reading in your groups? Who was that person? Aditya? Malina Suleiman, right? And what does Malina Suleiman do? What does Malina Suleiman do? Ashish? She draws pictures, right? Okay. Think for a minute. Malina Suleiman draws pictures and think about the kind of picture she draws. Now, tell me what was her purpose? What was Malina Suleiman's purpose behind drawing those certain pictures? You guys also saw some of her pictures. What was her purpose? What was her purpose behind drawing those pictures? Saili?
I think her purpose was to express her feelings.
Okay, her purpose was to express her feelings. Does someone want to add to that? Do you want to add to what Saili said? Definitely one purpose was self-expression. She wanted to express her feelings. What else is possibly her purpose? Another purpose. Nishi?
We can pause now. Thank you, Tejas.
Persuade people to do what? Persuade people to do what? What did Malina Suleiman want to persuade people to do? Shruti?
Malina Suleiman is drawing this picture because she wants to convince the people to stand against Taliban and fight for their rights.
Great. You guys just told me what she's working for. Can you tell me, okay, what?
Yeah. Yes,
Great. I would love to hear from you. Again, put it on the chat window. What is this teacher doing well? Some of you all can also feel free to unmute yourselves and share. What do you think this teacher is doing well?
The first thing she has set the goal was very nice.
Great. Setting the goal is nice. Okay, there's a lot of engagement. Can you tell me what did she do for engagement? Okay, continuously asking questions. I'm seeing that.
She was recapping the yesterday's lesson.
Great. Recapping yesterday's lesson. Okay. Okay, what did you see the students do? What did you like about, I'm hearing engagement, so I'm asking you, what did this teacher do well? What did you see the students do? I see Lamis ma'am saying, asking a lot of questions. So what happened when this, what did the students do when they asked a lot of questions?
They started thinking.
Okay, students started thinking. How do you know that? How do you know students participated? What did you see in the video?
They raised hand for answering.
Great. They
Whenever
raised hands. Students are participating. A lot of CFUs. Fantastic. Great responses. I would now love to hear what can this teacher do better? What can this teacher do differently? What can this teacher do better? Again, feel free to unmute yourself or type up answers. What can this teacher do better?
One thing a teacher can do in this is better. She just have to little bit more recap about yesterday. So those who are not paying attention yesterday or those who are absent yesterday may be clearly sort out by few more points.
Okay.
So they
Asking
can
more
also involve,
questions.
yeah, so they
Sure.
can also involve themselves into their studies.
Sure. Okay. And I also see a thing of saying you can pick out students randomly. So everybody then feels like they have to be thinking, as against only the children who are raising hands getting a chance to answer. Okay. I'm also thinking, I saw a lot of students who wanted to answer. So can the teacher have done a pair and share? Then every child could have spoken in the classroom. That seems to be a classroom where everybody wants to talk. So then could she have done a pair and share can really help children talk to each other. Great idea. Questions on the board. So visual learners can understand. It's an opportunity to revisit spellings. Yeah, that's a great.
She can be a little bit slower so that the students
Okay.
who fall back sometimes, so they can match
Can
the
understand.
speed,
Yeah.
and can use ice cream sticks with the name written on the ice cream stick,
On that.
so that
Yeah.
each and every student get a chance to see.
Great, so great, wonderful. I was smiling because that's a feedback I get so often for my teaching and for my sessions, saying I have to go slowly. So today I've written a sticky note and stuck it here saying speak slowly. Otherwise I have people standing behind in the session telling me speak slowly because I speak very quickly. Great. So this brings us to the third and the fourth big idea. Which is reflection helps you to see things differently. So the first time we see something, we have some impression. So the first time we see this, we think, oh, great, students are participating. So if you noticed, all of you all took a little longer to tell me what the teacher should do better. Because you were all thinking about what you just saw. When you had to tell me what the teacher had to do better, you have to think a little bit more to say what can happen differently in this classroom. So that's the process of reflection. It helps you to see the same thing very differently. You saw the same video, but you were able to tell me what happened well. You also saw it differently and said, what can the teacher do better? So that's the third big idea. And finally, the fourth big idea is reflection and feedback is very, very connected. So feedback, what's feedback? Can somebody explain to me what do I mean by feedback? Do you receive feedback? What do you mean by feedback?
So feedback is something which we get from others about a particular thing which we have done. Maybe a dish which we have cooked or a lesson which we have taught. So the feedback, we can even get positive feedbacks also and negative feedbacks also. So which helps us to do better for our next task. Thank you.
Wonderful. So such a solid explanation of what a feedback is. Great. Do you give yourself feedback? Well, sometimes you've made that chai and you're sitting down and then you're like, wow, this is the best thing that's happened to me today. And you're not sharing it with anybody. Nobody is telling you that, but you love what you've made. Or sometimes you're like, oh, this can taste better. Has that happened? Do you give yourself feedback?
Yes, ma'am. I always do.
Yeah, so yeah, there's a voice in our head. We're always giving ourselves feedback. Sometimes when you're teaching, after the moment you've done something, you give yourself feedback. You're like, oh, I shouldn't have said that.
Yes, yes.
Oh, that's such a nice thing I did today. Yeah. So we're actually always giving ourselves feedback. And what reflection helps you to do, it helps you to consolidate that and helps you to change. So to give you an example of myself, when I was a teacher, I taught in Teach for India, the same thing as what Kushal's done. I taught in Bombay for 2 years. I realized at some point I was becoming a very angry teacher. I was getting so angry with my kids. I found myself shouting at my kids so much. And there was reflection. There was a thought. I always knew when I did it, I was very upset with myself. I was like, oh, I love these kids so much, but why am I shouting at them? But over a period of time, when I was able to reflect, not just in that moment, but when I say sat down on Fridays and thought about what all happened that week, I got a lot of patterns about when do I actually really get angry. I seem to be getting angry when I have a really big goal in mind and the child is not cooperating. Or I'm really angry more in the second half of the day when I'm very tired. So it helped me make small changes, something as small as carrying a banana to eat at 3 p.m. Ensured I was not hungry at 4 o'clock and I was not angry because of that. So reflection always keeps happening. But if we tune reflection to give us feedback about our work, then that's also a way for us to get better at our work. So we'll quickly recap our big ideas. Can somebody quickly unmute yourself and tell me what's the first big idea we saw with that beautiful Gujarati thali plate? What did we see? What was the big idea?
Everybody can reflect.
Fantastic. Everybody can reflect. We're all always reflecting. Everybody can reflect. Okay. What's the second big idea? Somebody who's not shared so far, somebody whose voice I've not heard so far. What's the second big idea?
Reflection happens anyway.
Yeah, reflection happens anyway in your classrooms. So now even in your Zoom classrooms, you must be reflecting about your classroom. You must be thinking deeply about it. Great. And what's the third big idea?
Reflection helps you to see things differently.
Yeah, reflection helps you to see things differently. So for the same classroom, you can look at it and think about so many different things. You can think only about student actions. You can think about teacher actions. You can think about how are the charts put up in the classroom. So reflection really helps you to see things differently. And the fourth big idea, reflection and what are linked together?
Reflection and feedback are deeply
Great.
connected.
Reflection and feedback are deeply connected together. Okay. We're going to quickly get into look at some ways to reflect. And this is where I'm going back to the norm of commitment to action. So here's why you're going to think about how am I going to act on the feedback. I'm also going to share with you how our teachers practice reflection. Okay, those are the two things we're going to do. And then you're going to reflect a little bit about this session and we're going to close up. Okay, so stay with me for the next 20 minutes as we get through this. Let's look at some ways to reflect. Tell me, have you done have you seen something like this before? Have you done a SWOT analysis? Strength, weakness, opportunities, and threat. Have you seen something like this before?
Ma'am, I have one question for you.
Yes, yes.
Sorry, I have been, for internet connection, I have left the meeting and I have just now again entered it. You just told me that you get angry very soon, and then you reflect yourself. Somehow at home, I am doing this thing. So I just want, what question just came in your mind when you get angry, and how did you stop that thing? So it could help me also.
Sure. I was talking about getting angry in the classroom. And something how reflection helped me was I would definitely at the end of every week sit down and just write about what are the instances that made me very angry. And then I would, over a period of like say 3-4 weeks, I had information about myself. I knew that here are the things that's making me angry. Here are the things that's making me happy. And think a little bit about how to avoid the situations that were making me angry. That is how I think reflection helped me be a happier teacher. I realized that I have to bring in happiness into my classroom and not worry so much about, I used to be very worried about being angry. But when I brought in more happiness into the classroom, then that made me a very happy teacher. Yeah. Thank you for that question. So coming back to just some practice for reflection. I didn't hear anybody say yes. I did see a couple of thumbs up. But one practice, a very strong practice that I found very helpful is to do a SWOT analysis. So an analysis of your strength, weakness. What are some of the opportunities you have right now? And what are some of the threats? I'll take you through what this is. This is a SWOT analysis of one of our teachers. So this teacher has written some of her strength. What do you mean by strength? When I say strength, what do I mean? And anybody can just unmute yourself and answer. What do I mean by strength?
Things that make me strong.
Yeah, things that you do well in the classroom.
Yes.
Things that strengthen. So this teacher has said planning and relationship with her students is something that is her strength. Whereas she's written that a weakness is she struggles to, while she puts in new structures in the classroom, she struggles to be consistent with it. So then the new structures is not very helpful, or the teacher ends up over planning for a given time. And in this Corona time, some of the opportunities that's opened up for this teacher is to attend webinars that's helping her be more, learn more things and learn about technology. And threats are some things that can stop you from being your best self. So that's what threat means. So for each one of us, threats can be very different. So for this teacher, she's written, how do I sustain relationships with my children through technology? Will my children really feel all of the different emotions? Will they care as much and things like that? Through technology is something she's written as a threat. This is a really helpful framework for you to start with. So as you start your academic year, for you to put down what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, what are my opportunities, and what are my threats in this year, will really help you to come back and reflect on how am I doing on my strength, how am I doing on my weakness and opportunities and threats. So just like a quick practice, I would love for all of you all to quickly put on the chat window, what is your strength as a teacher? So, or you started off by sharing your talent or your strength as a person. Now I'm asking you specifically for a strength as a teacher. What do you do really well in the classroom? Okay, let's get about 8 responses on the chat window. What is your strength as a teacher? What do you do really well as a teacher? Okay, building relationships, never getting angry, interesting atmosphere, motivating students, well-planned, relationship with students. Okay, great examples. I'm going to request 3 or 4 of you to share some weaknesses. What are some areas of weakness that you want to develop in this academic year? Okay, some examples of weaknesses. Okay, want to control your anger. Yeah, motivating students. An example of a weakness for me as a teacher is I agree with Aisha Didi that time management is a struggle for me as well. I already feel like I'm going to rush to the last part of this session because I've spent more time somewhere else. So yeah, individual attention is a struggle. Yeah. Great. So we can pause here. These are examples. So as a post work, so after this session, I'd really encourage all of you all to make your own SWOT analysis. So you put down what is your strength, what is your weakness, what is the opportunity, and what is the threat that you all are having. That really help you to understand and help you to reflect on your own practice. I'm going to give you 2 more examples and I'm going to share this PPT with you so you can go back and do this whenever there is a new idea. So for example, now your Zoom classes must be a new idea. Helping yourself to think about what is exciting, what is worrying, what do you need to know, and what is your stance or step or suggestion will help you to think deeply about the situation. So in this Corona times, there are so many new things that's coming up. And as a teacher, you're having to do so many new things. You may not be used to a Zoom class. You may not be used to working from home. And you'll have to think deeply about what am I doing? You'll have to reflect about, let's say, just your Zoom classes. I'll take that as an example. All of you all are doing some form of Zoom classes. So thinking about what's exciting for me about this. What do I worry about? I'm sure all of you all have some worries, right? Are all my children listening? Will internet connectivity be okay today? So putting that down, what do I need to know more about? So I want to know how to put children in small groups on Zoom. I want to know how to play video through Zoom. Or finally, what is your stance or opinion? Do you really think Zoom classes are great? Do you think it's not? So putting everything of your thoughts in this framework really helps you to reflect more deeply and come back to it once in a while to think about what has changed for you. Okay, we're not having the time to practice this right now, but I'm going to share this with you and you can continue doing this. The third, and it's one of my favorite ways to reflect, is to say if for this lesson, you have to describe this lesson using a color, a symbol, and an image. Now, this really pushes you at, let's say, at the end of your Zoom lesson, and something I do at the end of at the end of this session, I will think about what color will I use to represent this session? What is a symbol for this session? And what is an image for this session? So maybe I'm thinking about the color for me seems to be blue and very bright and beautiful. I feel like all of you have been so responsive, like the sea, like the waves. So I'm thinking a very color for this session for me will be blue. A symbol I'm thinking is a lot of little dots. I feel like we're all like little dots doing our own work somewhere, helping children get inclusive and excellent education. An image I would think about is the beach. I love the sea. And hence for this session, an image that comes to my mind is how we're all like little boats in the sea doing different things in our own homes. But ultimately, like it's going to help so many children in this country. So this is an example of mine. And doing this consistently after a lot of your sessions can give you an idea of how are my sessions feeling for me. Something you can do reflection with your children is asking your children to do this. So at the end of this chapter, what is a color you would use to represent this chapter? What is a symbol you will create for this chapter? What is an image you would like to have for this chapter? So these are ways in which you can deepen thinking for your children. Again, I will share this PPT and you can use this PPT and this image for you to go back and make this for your lessons. I'll share a few examples of what happens in our school. So this was one time where we asked teachers to pick one word that they want to be reflecting about for themselves. So I heard somebody earlier share that you're feeling very angry at your home. Then maybe picking up a word like calm, picking up a word like relaxed. And writing that out and keeping it in front of you and thinking about, hey, what are the different times I'm feeling calm? What are the different times I'm feeling relaxed? Will help you to think more deeply about that word. And that's something, these are words our teachers wanted to bring alive in their classrooms. We also do feedback forms like this. So your children are now doing some Google Forms. In a similar way, we keep asking our teachers to share feedback in a periodical manner. So you can also start your week by having a set of questions you want to reflect about. So maybe, can we put up some examples of questions you would like to reflect about your teaching? Let's say on Monday morning, you want to start the week with saying, what are some questions you can ask yourself? So can we put some examples out on the chat window? I can share an example. I've already shared an example actually. So you can always ask yourself, what did I do well? What can I do better? So similarly, let's have two examples. What are some questions you can ask yourself at the start of the week for you to answer, to understand how you're doing as a teacher? Some example questions. Or you can also unmute yourself and share it if you don't want to type. What are some questions you can ask yourself to think about how you're doing as a teacher? Okay, I'm thinking this is a dangerous time to do a session because it's possibly time for lunch. or if some of you all have had your lunch and you're feeling a bit sleepy. So I want to ask you to wake yourself up and think about what is the question you'd like to ask yourself to see whether you've done a good lesson or not. Let's take an example of a lesson. What is something you'd like to ask yourself at the end of the lesson for you to know if you've done a lesson well or not? 2 examples. I'm sure if you give an example, then we can think of more together. Yeah, I see some answers. Great. How can I manage my timing well? How can I make my classroom in? Okay. I would like to phrase it as, what did I do today? What did I do today to make my classroom engaging? Okay. Asking yourself that question can help you to think about your actions. So can you ask me a question which will help me to think about my actions? For example, if I want to reflect on this session I'm doing with you guys, what's a question I can ask myself? I can ask, what did I do today to manage time well? What did I do today to make my class interactive? Okay, so phrasing questions as what did you do will really help you to come back. And that's something we do even with cooking, right? Let's say we make a really nice dish. Then we ask ourselves, so what did I do today? What did I add in this that it's smelling so nice? So I want to continue doing this next time also. Or sometimes when somebody eats something they ask you, right? Can you tell me the recipe? What did you put in this? Because we're always trying to ask, what is your action that is helping us to get to this? So putting it into a routine of asking yourself a question, and something we encourage our teachers to do is start your week by putting down a few questions you want to ask yourself. And which comes back to my last and big idea I'll leave you with is when to reflect. It's a little bit like exercise, right? You can't say, I walked today, so I've lost 5 kilos. It doesn't work like that. And this is a great example for me because I think for the past 10 years, I'm trying to lose weight. And I really like food and I really like exercise as well. But I know I have to do it consistently, right? So reflection is like exercise for the brain. So I can't say, okay, Abhi, I've thought of a question and done, I've reflected. It's something you have to do very consistently. So please identify for you, something I tell our teachers also is identify how often you want to reflect. So definitely spending time, a little bit of time every day, a little bit of time at the end of the week. As a teacher, you can think at the end of this chapter, I want to come back and reflect. How my students have done in this chapter. Was this a difficult chapter? What are some actions I have done to help my children master this chapter well? What can I do better? And here's where you can also plug in feedback. So now that you're doing online classes, you can ask your children to score your session at the end of the session and on a scale of 0 to 10. You can also score your session. And at the end of the week, you can come back to say, hey, which is a session my children really liked? Which is a session I really liked? So start your week every Monday. This is something I do. And if you're going to start doing this, we can be in touch. We can talk about it. I always start my Monday by thinking about what am I doing in this week? And what are some questions I want to answer at the end of the week? So in this week, do I want to be spending a lot of quality time with my daughter? In this week, do I want to be completing all my work by 6 o'clock? In this week, do I want to do 3 quality sessions? Whatever it is, I would put down my questions and I always mark out when I want to reflect. So I know that at the end of the week, I want to reflect. At the end of the month, every month, 30th, I definitely take out some time to think deeply about how this month has gone. And then what do I want to do differently to make my work more effective? So I will leave you with that big idea. And as a post work, definitely please do the SWOT analysis. And I will also share my email ID. I'm very happy to connect to you guys and help you build your own reflection questions as well. Yeah, this was great. All of you all were very interactive and it's given me a lot to think about my session as well. So we can finish here. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Would share it to Kushal to help us close out this session.
Yes. Thank you, Nisha. I think I was taking like crazy notes over here with me as well. I was like, there is so much of beautiful information in terms of understanding. We all do these things very frequently, sometimes in an organized way, sometimes in an unstructured way. But I guess there are always certain frameworks or questions. And I had a couple of requests from teachers personally saying that we definitely need this presentation.
Yes.
And like
Definitely.
the actionables which are there are very, very strong for teachers on the ground to act very quickly. Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much, Nisha. And Bajis, I will definitely share the presentations as well. And this session is also recorded, so we'll share the recording also later for you if you want to review it later as well. So thank you so much. I'll share the feedback form since it's almost 2 o'clock. I'll share the feedback form separately into the group as well, and then Nisha, I'll share with you later.
Perfect.
No worries. Yeah.
Thank you.
Much appreciated. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. It was great meeting all of you, and I hope I can come and visit you all sometime and meet you all in person.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.